Mallam Muhammad Bello and Sheikh Gumi share something profound in common. Both are Islamic clerics dedicated to teaching and guiding their communities through the Quran and Islamic principles. While Sheikh Gumi has become a nationally recognized figure, known for his controversial engagements with bandits and his calls for dialogue to end insecurity in the Northwest, Mallam Bello served quietly in his community as assistant imam at the Izala Mosque in Layin Danauta, Ward, Birnin Gwari, Kaduna State. Both men devoted their lives to spiritual leadership, yet their experiences with the very bandits they have tried to understand or reason with could not be more different. On Wednesday, Mallam Bello's life was brutally cut short when bandits attacked his community and killed him, shattering the notion that being a religious figure offers any protection from the violence consuming northern Nigeria. The connection between these two clerics becomes even more significant when you consider Sheikh Gumi's tireless advocacy for negotiating with bandits rather than pursuing purely military solutions. He has visited forests, met with armed groups, and argued that many of these criminals are driven to violence by poverty, marginalization, and lack of education. Yet here we have Mallam Bello, a scholar who dedicated his time to Quranic interpretation, especially during Ramadan, someone who represented the very values of peace and enlightenment that Sheikh Gumi champions, murdered in cold blood by the same bandits who claim to be fighting for justice. The irony is painful and raises difficult questions about whether dialogue alone can reach people who seem willing to kill even those who serve God. Birnin Gwari, the brother of the slain cleric, expressed the family's devastating grief and mounting frustration with what they perceive as government negligence. He described his brother as a senior scholar and a pillar of the community, someone whose loss has left them in profound pain and confusion. His words carried both sorrow and anger as he called on government and security agencies to fear God and address the security situation with the seriousness it deserves, emphasizing that the lives of their people are not a joke and that killing scholars and servants of God destroys peace while instilling terror throughout the community. Abdullah made a point that resonates with many Nigerians when he said that everyone knows who these perpetrators are and that they are not beyond the reach of the state, suggesting that if they continue operating unchecked, it represents either negligence or something far worse. What makes this tragedy even more heartbreaking is that Mallam Bello's death is not an isolated incident in Layin Danauta. 7 other residents from the same community remain in captivity, abducted months ago by these same bandit groups that have been terrorizing the village and surrounding areas. Imagine the agony of these families, waiting day after day, month after month, not knowing if their loved ones are alive, being tortured, or have already been killed. These 7 captives represent fathers who should be providing for their families, mothers who should be caring for their children, young people who should be building their futures, all held hostage by criminals who have turned kidnapping into a profitable enterprise with seemingly little fear of consequences. The attack on Mallam Bello also raises fresh doubts about recent claims of improved security in the Birnin Gwari area. Government officials and security agencies have periodically announced successes against bandit groups, touting operations that supposedly cleared certain zones or neutralized key commanders. Yet communities like Layin Danauta continue living in terror. The disconnect between official statements and the reality on the ground could not be starker. While press releases celebrate military victories, villagers are burying their religious leaders and watching their neighbors disappear into forests controlled by well-armed criminals who seem to have better intelligence, mobility, and firepower than the security forces supposedly protecting these communities. This incident highlights a particularly disturbing pattern in bandit operations: the deliberate targeting of religious and community leaders. When criminals kill an imam or abduct village chiefs, they are doing more than committing individual crimes. They are strategically dismantling the social structures that hold communities together. Religious figures like Mallam Bello provide spiritual guidance, moral authority, conflict resolution, and community cohesion. By eliminating these leaders, bandits create power vacuums, spread maximum terror, and send a chilling message that no one, regardless of their status or service to God, is safe from their violence. This calculated approach suggests these are not simply desperate criminals, but organized groups with clear strategies for dominating territories and populations. The comparison between Sheikh Gumi's national platform and Mallam Bello's local service also reveals something important about how insecurity affects Nigeria unequally. While prominent figures like Sheikh Gumi can travel with security, command media attention, and influence policy discussions, ordinary clerics like Mallam Bello serve vulnerable communities with few resources and no protection. Both men are doing God's work according to their understanding, but one operates in the spotlight with some measure of safety, while the other was left exposed in a conflict zone where being a religious leader offered no shield against bullets. This disparity raises uncomfortable questions about whose lives receive protection and whose are considered expendable in Nigeria's security calculations. Please share your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think Sheikh Gumi's dialogue approach can work when bandits are willing to kill fellow Islamic clerics like Mallam Bello? Or do these attacks prove that only military force can address the crisis? Have you or anyone you know been affected by similar violence in Kaduna or other northern states? Your engagement keeps these vital conversations alive and reminds decision makers that Nigerians are watching and demanding action.